Okay, welcome to the next episode of our show Success Way, where I bring you some of the leading, thought leaders in the field of customer success, customer delivery, customer success operations. And today here I'm joined by Sanju Burkli, who is a leader in a serial entrepreneur and has done successful startups before. But before we get into more of that, let me just pause and let Sanju introduce himself. Welcome on the show, Sanju.
Thank you, Shankar. Very good morning to you. Uh, so my name is Sanju Burkule. So mainly what I've done till now is I've focused on infrastructure related projects, how to help customers to migrate infrastructures to the cloud. And in that, I created my first company called OPEX Software, grew to 400 people. We had a successful exit, sold it to Hitachi Vantara. And and somewhere in this, the knowledge, the depth of knowledge we had, and how we help our customers to really be successful. So this automatically became ingrained, and that's why I was super excited about this topic. So our current SaaS company, which is Seven Targets, it's all about AI assistants. Now that we are all welcomed in this world, on how to make customer success, the repetitive part, very as automated as possible. So that's what I'm trying to achieve.
Okay, excellent. Thanks, Sanju. So, you brought up AI. You mentioned AI. I mean, I hear a lot about AI in various you know forums and groups and such. How do you see the larger scope of AI, and especially how do you see AI applied to customer success and customer support?
Yeah, see, the main thing is about, see, data is AI is based on data, and the more data we have collected from every customer success call or from the usage analytics, we can do different things and predict whether users are going to use the product well, are they engaging or not, are they delighted or not. So this is crucial for someone to look at before churn starts happening, because now with ChatGPT, which was released a couple of weeks back, you can see the quality of engagement that is happening. And the most of the times customer success is how you communicate with the user and how he actually understands the product. And since this is natural language processing is a key part of AI, that has improved. Text based AI has improved significantly in this just last few months, if not few years. And that's what we leverage in these AI sales assistants. So I'm super excited about how automated chats can be responded in a much more conversational AI kind of fashion. How help can be provided, how relevant help can be provided, how analytics can be used, how data can be analyzed properly to make some good quality predictions. There is a huge amount of scope in which the single department of customer success can be really enhanced, and we are just scratching the surface as of now.
Okay. Sanju, what you mentioned that AI is driven from data. So as organization collects more and more data, does that mean that their AI quality of their AI would improve, or whatever tool they might be using?
Absolutely, because data has to be converted into some intents. First, it has to be understood, and inferences have to be drawn, and those inferences are converted into actionable stuff. So, the more data you have, the better feedback is given to the machine learning models, and that's how the interactions happen um, better. And here, when we talk about customer success specifically, we are looking at different users. Some users are juniors, some are seniors, some have domain knowledge, some don't have domain knowledge. So it's a different level of struggle for each person to understand something new and get habituated with that. And with that background, you as a person who's onboarding all these users to help them make success, to help them become successful, it is difficult to understand who is junior, who is senior, who has how much knowledge, because there may be lots of users to for a SaaS product within the same company as well. And so data will show how the user is interacting. Data will show easy facing challenges or not. So data will show how to respond to a particular user in a different way and to another user in different way. It's no longer a traditional way of, okay, let's onboard everyone, let's have onboarding sessions, let's do kickoff sessions, let's do some 30, 60, 90-day sessions. Those are timelines which change each based on each user. And so we have now the luxury of adapting customer success at a personal person level.
Okay. So, Sanju, I believe you have a little demo for us to show how this would work in the product.
Absolutely. Let me jump to that. So I'm sharing my screen, and I'll put this in a presentation mode. Okay. So mainly, I look at the final goal of customer success team is delighting the customers, right? And delighted customers give more references. A goal of SaaS company is to grow the revenue. So you want to delight the customers, get those references, and if you don't if people cannot use the product properly, then it can result in churn. So these are the challenges that we just looked at. So one important thing I would like your attention is on the account churn. Many people say accounts are churning and clients are leaving. So this is something that we generally look at in one level depth, where we say, look at the users instead of the overall account. Okay, here as an account, we are generally focusing on the decision maker. That is, why is he not paying the next, why is he not renewing, correct? Here user churn is what we generally focus on when we are looking at customer success. And as I was suggesting, everybody is not equal. Everybody has different experiences, different knowledges. People join later on, they may miss the initial onboarding sessions, correct? They may block for certain issues. So this problem statement, what we are trying to do is how to give relevant information at a personalized information for each person, and how to make it with continuous improvements on what the assistants have to do. So I'm just going to share my example of how exactly we are doing it. And let me switch to 7 targets. So this is the product which has different kinds of assistants, which are some sales assistants, but this session is focused on customer success assistant. So Tina, if you see over here, we have hundreds of customers. We have 869 users for this product of ours. 7 targets is the product which I'm the co-founder of. And out of these 869 users, each one of them is helped at different levels based on how is he using my product. And I'll elaborate that with a diagram. And right now I have only one person, one human in my customer success team. Rest of the customer success is achieved by Tina. The entire scaling is done for such huge number of users by Tina assistant. She's an AI assistant, not a real person. So let's go back to this particular diagram. I'll just show you how it overall looks, and then again I'll jump into my tool and show. So let's assume this is your tool, SaaS tool, and this is 7 targets. Okay, so these are the users who are invited into your SaaS tool, who are users of your product, and they will continue to join and leave. So as each user joins, the initial onboarding, the initial trainings on how to get started, what is the purpose of the tool, all that is mapped over here via mapping file and triggered in 7 targets. These are just email sequences for different stages. So if a user is going to a stage which is basic usage, the initial usage of SaaS tool, this will result in a basic sequence triggering. Okay. If this user is an advanced user, he has domain knowledge, he quickly jumps to some advanced stuff, advanced sequences on how to use those sequences, those get triggered. And just to show you my own example, so this is the mapping file we have in 7 targets. So when somebody signs up, and then but he has not yet activated his account, so this is one sequence that we trigger. Signed up, activated, this is he has activated his account, now he has actually logged in, so this is the sequence that we trigger, and I'll show you the sequences in a minute. In my tool, it is about adding leads and then following up with leads. So a new user may add very few leads in the beginning, later on he may add 25 leads, then he may have 100 leads once he's comfortable with the product. And then some people have trials, so a trial usage is different. You need to move fast on the high level values that you have. So there are different kinds of sequences that we have, and what we do is we just map them to what kind of information you would like to give to each of those users. So these are the sequences. They are nothing but emails set just like a drip campaign. And here we can do, let's say, um, last day of the trial is one sequence. So this is how we would send the messages once the last day is over. Okay, did you get the value? Here is how the assistant works. Did you see these features in the trial? So all this is mentioned over here. So there can be, when we say less than 10 leads added, so here there are different sequences that you can that you see at each stage. You can encourage the person to watch what to look at when he has added those 10 leads, how to go into the details and things like that. So all those are mentioned in these emails here, and each of these emails are sent to that particular person based on where is he in the usage of my own product over here. Okay, so that's what this is. It is a very loosely coupled solution which essentially just uh, takes all of these states of each user and helps the user to learn the product at his own pace. So it provides relevant information. Relevant is the operative keyword here. Relevant information and personalized learning at his own pace. Some people may learn very fast. So in one class, when you have everyone, you don't want to essentially bore some of them out. So an affordable solution. This is very affordable because it's a simple solution. It's not a big hammer. Like some of the other tools are quite sophisticated. This is a very simple tool to just help people to quickly get onto their product.
So, Sanju, what would someone have to do to incorporate or to start using this product?
Yeah. So the first thing a person has to do is they have to look at this their own product and understand when somebody new joins, what are some of those things that you would like the person to do. So initial tutorials, getting started, what are those things? And after the first few steps are created, what are the second few steps? And then what is the meaning of different screens that you have, dashboards and stuff like that. And then advanced users are about how it integrates with other tools, etc. So all you have to understand for your own product. From probably you already have a help, and so this you can put in first sequence, this you can put in second sequence, this you can put in third sequence, this you can put for advanced user sequence. So these are the different kinds of sequences that you can create. So that is the first step, to understand how do you define the maturity of a user who's using your tool. And once that is done, then creating those sequences is the second step. uh, Once that is done, then those sequences are created, of course, in the 7 targets tool, where the assistant is created for you. And once that assistant is created, you can go and create the messages here, the sequences here, using cloning. After that, you need to have a clear method of a clear method of mapping from your tool. You have to change the code inside your tool to really trigger different sequences from here. So it requires changes in your code. So developers are involved, and it takes a few days. It is not like an instant 1 hour solution like other tools. You have to look at how you're going to integrate the interactions of users with your tool and map them to the ones that you just identified from your own hand.
So, obviously, as you mentioned, it takes development time, and it's not instant, and you have to think through where the triggers in your source code would be added.
Mhm.
What are some of the ways, or what is the best way for someone to test it? Because obviously, you don't want to turn on the integration and start sending emails to your real users. So, what is a
Correct.
safe way for for someone to test when they're integrating the product?
Yeah, so generally what we do is we start with couple of sequence at a time. So from the QA environment, we from the customer's QA environment, we create that deployment, and there we generally look at some backend. From the backend, we don't generally suggest from a UI when somebody clicks here, then you should trigger something. this code which is triggering something on the back end, or this code which is triggering ad lead at the back end. That backend API is integrated with a trigger in 7 targets product. So that way, what happens is even when the interface changes, we don't have to change stuff. And the mapping file is very so first we create a mapping file like this, which is an extensible way of doing things. You can create more states as you understand your users better. You can create more different states. Probably you'll understand that, hey, why my self sign on users are not quickly getting my product. And then later on you understand, oh, they're getting stuck over here. You may watch some hotjar videos and you understand this is another state which you should map and provide different help to everybody who's in that state. So this mapping file allows you to introduce those new states later on also, and create these messages in the sequences over here. All you have to do is declare the state of users from different points in your software. And so your user attribute that you have in your SaaS tool, it will have an extra attribute called state of the user, that needs to be continued to be updated based on the maturity of what the user has done till now. And just by doing that, and you can start with just a couple of states, and then later on you can continue to add different values in that state. And if that value exists in this mapping file, it will automatically trigger the assistant. So with that kind of a loosely coupled coding, you don't have to change the code again and again unless you discover a new state.
Okay, so thanks for that, Sanju. So, as we kind of wrap up the session, so are there new features or product roadmap types of things that you're looking at that you can share with the audience?
Yeah, so essentially, see, this one assistant, when you're scaling the entire product and so many users are getting added, so we are saving huge amount of cost, right? Because you're not adding that many more customer success guys. So what we do is, you can analyze which emails these people are interacting with. To show you an example over here, let's go here and move to assistant Tina. And I'll show you. So these are the people Tina is interacting with in these last 30 days. So let's say Pratik Kumar. Okay. So here you will see what kinds of follow-ups are there, where he has opened the email, where he has not, where has he responded, things like that. That way you can put your own notes in the sequence of follow-ups that you have, and then understand that these are the people engaging at different stages. You can even look at the click rate. So 28 people have clicked on out of these 193. So I know that these users are engaging with the help document. So I can analyze and tell that others are engaging very less. So Ishwar is engaging very less compared to Ansul or compared to Akshay. He's engaging on almost every email. So now you can figure out that probably you want to pay more attention to these guys early, because if users stop using your product and it becomes shelfware, then you are heading towards churn. And that's why you see these kinds of metrics in the dashboard. More analytics can be done in which documents are actually seen properly, which emails can be bettered, so that is still coming up. And some easier way of really integrating with SaaS, with other SaaS products. So we are working on those kinds of things.
Okay, sounds good. Anything else you want to share with us, Sanju, for the audience? Any other
Yeah.
learnings from your journey that you think might be helpful for other people to hear?
Yeah, so see, there are multiple solutions, and we all want our customers to be successful. And there are easy ways, then there are hard. There are ways where people get engaged directly, and we encourage that also, at least for a few percentage, so that you get first-hand knowledge. And there are other tools. There are a lot of tools in the market, right? That there are tools like Gain Insight, and there are other tools also which have very elaborate solutions, which may or may not be affordable, like Whatfix or Gainsight. They're all nice tools. So we wanted something lightweight, and to create that lightweight tool, affordable tool. So that's what we created over here. So if anybody wants to try out, you can try this. It's just $4,000 annual, because it takes some developer time from our side as well as from your side. That's why this is the cost. About 2 weeks you should be up and running. And I would encourage people to really make sure that my learning is that many people focus only on new features in their SaaS products. Very less people focus on customer success, or they start focusing very late. And churn is like a leaky bucket, right? And it can really start impacting people very fast. So you don't want all that energy to go waste from salespeople onboarding, etc., just because nobody paid attention to some user. You want some automated way, irrespective of whether somebody had COVID or somebody was out of office for whatever reasons, so your users did not get attention. These are valid, but not but it's inexcusable in business, right? So you have to have attention. So AI solutions work extremely well. I would like everybody to really start looking at, as they become global, SaaS companies become global companies, and it's very important for having some kind of 24/7 kind of mechanism to help their product to scale extremely fast without incurring that much more burden on the customer success team.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much, Sanju, for your